I can't believe I'm here." Ally spun around with her arms wide open, like an enthusiastic little girl. They'd arrived at Coney Island 20 minutes ago, and Ally had already said the same thing about 10 times. Heath would never tire of seeing the spark in her eyes. "I've lived so close all my life, and never once have I been here." She threw her arms around his neck and kissed him. "Thank you." He laughed as he lifted her off her feet and hugged her, and when he set her back down on the ground, she pointed toward the rides. "Let's start there. I've always wanted to go on those swings." Even though it was early September, the amusement park was crowded, and the air was alive with excitement from wide-eyed children and adults holding hands. As they walked around the park, Ally marveled at everything: the rides, the people, the food. And seeing her so happy made Heath want to do more for her. He wanted to take her everywhere and show her the world. He wanted to experience life with her. "Have you been on that roller coaster?" she asked, pointing to the Cyclone, a roller coaster in the distance. "Sure, with my brothers." They held hands as they reached the line for the swings. Ally shaded her eyes from the sun and watched the swings rise toward the sky, then whirl overhead. "That's so much higher and faster than I anticipated." "Do you want to skip it?" he asked. "No way." Her smile lit up her beautiful face. Heath loved the way her eyes took on a challenging gaze. She bent to fix the cuff of her distressed jeans, looking sexier than hell in a pair of cute sandals with a coral-colored, loose-fitting sleeveless top. She turned to look at a laughing child, and her silver earrings sparkled against her dark hair. She tucked her hair behind her ear, and the silver bangles she wore clinked, setting her movements to music. Heath would be happy spending the afternoon watching Ally take in the sights, sounds, and scents of the park. By the time it was their turn, she was gripping his hand so tightly that he was sure she'd leave fingerprints. "Are you sure you're okay to do this?" he asked. She nodded enthusiastically, her eyes wide. "Definitely." He helped her into her swing and kissed her before claiming the swing beside her. "I wish we could hold hands while we rode these," she said. "We'll make up for it later." As the ride lifted them above the crowd, Ally clung tightly to the red protective sheathing on the metal chains attached to the chair. Heath watched her muscles flex as she tightened her grip, and when the ride picked up speed and her swing arced out and angled slightly sideways, she closed her eyes and tilted her chin up toward the sky. She released the chains and held her arms out to her sides, as if reaching for brass rings, and tipped her head back. Heath couldn't remember ever having witnessed such unencumbered joy. Her hair waved behind her like a thick mane, and when the ride slowed, she looked over at him with rosy cheeks. When they touched down, she kicked her feet excitedly. "That was amazing!" He helped her from her seat, and she jumped into his arms and kissed him as other passengers weaved around them toward the exit. He drank in her exhilaration. He'd forgotten what it felt like to do something like that for the first time, and he realized that what she felt over the ride, he felt being with her. They laughed and talked as they made their way deeper into the park. 2 children scampered by with cotton candy, and Ally's eyes lit up. "I want that sugary goodness." She pulled Heath toward a cotton candy vendor, and he couldn't help but laugh. "I haven't had this since I was a kid." Heath ordered a cotton candy and paid, while Ally pulled a hunk off. "Me either, but I'd eat it for breakfast if I knew how to make it." She put the pink fluff into her mouth and closed her eyes. This is better than sex." "What?" Heath plucked off a hunk and put it in his mouth. That's really good, but I'm not sure it's better than sex." "Oh, come on," Ally teased as she pulled off another hunk and shoved it into his mouth. "Tell me that's not orgasmic." He tugged her against him and took her in a sloppy, sugary kiss. The cotton candy melted in their mouths, and they both came away laughing. "Maybe if I were eating it off of you." He arched a brow and licked a sticky speck of pink from the corner of her mouth. "Dr. Wilde, what are you suggesting?" She narrowed her eyes and gave him a limp-wristed wave. "Exactly what you think I am."